Joining me now is economic strategist and wealth manager for Scarlet Oak Financial, Francis Stacy. Francis, welcome back to the show and on a Friday morning, too. So you got mortgage rates dropping, applications are on the rise. What different factors are playing into that and bringing this welcome change?
Yes, good morning and happy Friday. So we have a couple of things going on. So one of the things that had prices in homes remain pretty high. They've softened recently, but pretty high throughout this high interest rate environment is the fact that there was no inventory because people didn't want to move out of their current homes and go into homes with much higher rates on the mortgages. So you have a bunch of people in the pipeline, both for new homes where they're like, okay, they're waiting, and this has dropped finally enough to get them off of the fence. But then also you have a ton of people in the pipeline waiting to refinance their super high mortgages. So you just saw such a huge jump in that over the last week, and we will see how large that pipeline is. Some of the factors that will affect that is the fact that we have I see different numbers, but basically about 60% of the U.S. is living paycheck to paycheck, and they're paying those super onerous interest rates on credit cards. So there is still an affordability factor that's going to come in, but this is a welcome change.
And when interest rates go down, people can afford more house. So intuitively, right, the prices of homes go up. What's this about to do when we talk about mortgage rates falling to 6.35%? What's that about to do to the price of homes that will be on the market for us?
Well, yields are always inverse to price. So in a typical scenario, prices will go up. But again, it will depend on that affordability scenario. And then also it will depend a lot on the underwriting standard, okay? Because basically there's a spread between the 10-year and the mortgage, and that's where they get the mortgage fees and they calculate all of the risk. And so how much other debt do those buyers have on their books? What are their monthly payments? The job market is now softening, right? So how does that go in? So what we have to see is we have this pent-up demand in the pipeline, and we're seeing that those people are jumping into this quickly. But we just have to see how much pent-up demand there is, and then there's the affordability issue kind of comes back into play.
Yeah. And, home buyers are they're taking notice, they're taking advantage. I was looking at the applications on this. Mortgage applications are up, refinancing applications are up as well. Is this short-term fluctuation, or do you see this as being kind of long-term downward trend?
Well, that all, of course, depends on rates. Now, we know that the Fed is sort of pricing in a rate cut, and it just depends on how much of that is already priced into the market. But as you were just saying, those grocery prices are still very sticky and very high, and we still have some inflationary risk in the system. So basically, this is being priced in ahead of what we anticipate as the Fed cutting, and we just have to see if that trajectory continues. And the incentive for that trajectory to continue to lower rates is going to be based on sort of waning economic factors. So then that kind of has to balance out, because if people are getting fired, even if they've been waiting to buy a new home, it's going to be hard for them to jump in the housing market and the underwriters to support that too. So it's going to take probably till the end of the year for some of this interest rate adjustment to balance out. But I feel like the massive jump that we've seen is from that pipeline of people that are just sitting there and waiting for rates to go down.
Waiting. And the big date on the calendar, of course, is September 17th here in 5 days to see what the Fed does with interest rates. Stay steady or lower them as they've been pressured to do. Francis Stacy, as always, thanks. Have a fabulous weekend.
You too.
Well, we are